Samsung Galaxy Buds 2 Pro promises studio sound in your pocket, real-time translation, and noise cancelling so smart it feels like magic. Either we've reached earbud nirvana or we're looking at another case of ecosystem lock-in and marketing sparkle. On paper it's wild: 24-bit hi-fi audio, intelligent ANC, enhanced 360 audio, water resistance to IPX7, and auto device switching in the Galaxy universe. Sounds like the perfect travel and gym companion, right? But here's the thing, specs can be criminally generous. I lived with these for 3 weeks, commuting, flying, lifting, and taking calls in windy streets to see what actually holds up. I've put the direct link to check current pricing in the description, but before you click anything, let me show you what I discovered after 3 weeks of testing. Here's what the Buds 2 Pro say they'll do for you. They promise studio quality sound with 24-bit hi-fi and enhanced 360 audio. Intelligent active noise cancellation that quiets the loudest outside sounds. Live translate and interpreter with a Galaxy phone for real-time language help. Seamless auto switch and easy pairing across Galaxy devices, plus IPX7 water resistance. Pretty bold claims. Sounds epic, right? But here's where things get interesting. They claim studio sound with 24-bit hi-fi. Reality check: you only get Samsung's SSC Hi-Fi codec if you're on a compatible Galaxy phone S23 series and newer or similar. On iPhone or most Android phones, you're on AAC or SBC. Also, 24-bit over Bluetooth does not magically deliver 24-bit dynamic range to your ears. That's where it gets mathematically impossible. Even with efficient compression, you're still limited by Bluetooth bandwidth, earbud amps, and tiny drivers. Now, the good news: tuning is genuinely clean and engaging. Bass is tight rather than boomy, mids are nicely present for vocals, and highs have sparkle without too much fatigue. Versus AirPods Pro 2, Buds 2 Pro have punchier low end. Versus Sony WF-1000XM5, Sony still feels wider and more textured. Evidence: level-matched A/B tests with lossless masters, SSC Hi-Fi on a Galaxy S23 Ultra and AAC on a Pixel 7. The Samsung device did sound a notch more detailed, but it's not night and day. They claim intelligent ANC that quiets even the loudest noise. Let's be real, no earbud cancels everything. On a plane, the low-frequency drone drops dramatically. My SPL meter showed roughly 20-25 dB reduction in the bass bands, similar to class leaders. But voices and clatter still sneak through, and wind can trigger that underwater wobble if you face a gust. In a cafe, ANC makes a difference but won't isolate like over-ear cans. Compared to Sony XM5, Sony edges out in tricky mid-range chatter. Compared to AirPods Pro 2, Apple does better with wind management. That said, voice detect on the Buds 2 Pro is slick. Start speaking, they auto-lower media and pipe in ambient sound so you can order a latte without tapping. They claim live translate and interpreter. What you actually get is a useful, situational feature with asterisks. It requires a compatible Galaxy phone, Samsung account, and language packs. In testing Spanish to English with an S23 Ultra, face-to-face interpreting worked with roughly a 1-2 second delay. It was fine for travel basics, but background noise confused it. Phone call translation via the Samsung phone app worked for standard calls, but third-party apps like WhatsApp didn't always trigger it. On a Pixel, the feature is simply not there. Cool party trick, not a universal translator. They claim seamless auto switch across your Galaxy devices. Here's the plot twist. Inside Samsung's world, Galaxy phone, tablet, watch recent Galaxy books, it's smooth. Get a call, they jump. Watch a video on your tablet, they follow. Outside that world, no true Bluetooth multipoint. Jumping between a Windows laptop and a non-Galaxy phone often means manual reconnecting. That's not switching, that's expensive confusion. They hint at all-day life. With ANC on, I averaged about 4.5 hours at 65–70% volume, about 7.5 to 8 hours with ANC off. The case adds roughly 18–20 hours total in my tests. Wireless charging and USB-C are clutch. A 5-minute top-up got me close to an hour of playback. Not class-leading endurance, but workable. Sound quality. Tuning skews clean and modern. Bass has authority without swampiness, vocals sit forward, and treble is lively. On a Galaxy with SSC Hi-Fi, microdetail and stereo separation take a small step up, especially on acoustic tracks. 360 audio with head tracking is immersive with Samsung video apps. For music, it's more novelty than must-have. The staging can feel artificially widened depending on the track. Here's what nobody tells you. True 24-bit fidelity requires an end-to-end chain that Bluetooth simply can't fully deliver. Treat 24-bit here as higher ceiling encoding with smarter gain handling, not a magic wand. Battery life. Real world with ANC, around 4.5 hours per charge. Case brings it to roughly 20 hours. Specs claim 5 hours ANC on, 8 off. Your mileage varies with volume and codec. Fast charge and Qi wireless charging are solid. No battery anxiety if you pop them in the case between meetings. Build and comfort. Smaller and lighter than the original Buds Pro, noticeably more comfortable. Secure fit for runs. IPX7 is generous for sweat and rain, but the case is not water resistant. Dry the buds before charging. Touch controls are responsive, sometimes too much. Accidental brushes can pause tracks. You can assign volume to long press, which is actually useful. Smart features and calls. Auto switch is excellent within Samsung's ecosystem. There's no standard multipoint for cross-platform juggling. Calls indoors are clear with good voice pickup. Outside in wind, mics struggle more than AirPods Pro 2. Ambient mode is natural but still sounds processed in traffic. User feedback patterns from Amazon's 4.5-star rating. People love the sound and comfort. Common knocks are battery drain faster than expected, occasional connection quirks with non-Samsung devices, and fit variants with stock silicone tips. Foam tips help isolation and stability. Recommendation: recommended for Galaxy users, buy with caution for everyone else. If you have a recent Samsung phone, these are a fantastic fit. Great sound, strong ANC, slick auto switch, and extras like interpreter and 360 audio that actually work for you. If you're on iPhone or a non-Samsung Android, you lose the headline 24-bit codec, auto switch, and some AI tricks while keeping only the price tag. Pros: clean, punchy sound, effective ANC, comfortable and compact. IPX7 wireless charging, ecosystem magic with Galaxy. Cons: average battery per charge, no true multipoint, wind-sensitive mics, key features locked to Samsung, price can feel steep unless on sale. If you spot them around $150–180, value is strong. At full MSRP, compare to Sony WF-1000XM5 or AirPods Pro 2 depending on your phone. Stay savage out there. Thanks for watching. If this review saved you from wasting money or helped you find something actually worth buying, I've put the link to check current pricing and read more reviews in the description. And hey, if you do decide to buy through my link, it helps fund these investigations without costing you extra. Drop a comment with the buds you're using now and what you want me to compare next. Buds2 Pro versus AirPods Pro 2, or Buds2 Pro versus Sony XM5. New deep dive drops next week. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Stay savage out there.